Hey everyone, it's Anthony back with another video here on Single and Placing. Hi. We are doing a vlog today. I'm so excited. I'm looking over, they're remodeling the Arby's down the street. So I'm just looking at all the construction. I think they just kind of gave it a new paint job. Okay. So yeah, we are on a vlog today. I hope everyone's having a fantastic day, weekday, weekend, evening, whatever you have going on. I've really been looking forward to filming this vlog. This is going to be part 3 of a week-long series that I'm doing devoted to a Distracted by Diamonds kit that I've been working on and got the chance to sneak peek earlier in the week. And that's Composition Monumentale by Auguste Herbin. He is a French artist, abstract artist, and Robyn over at Distracted by Diamonds is releasing Composition Monumentale as a diamond painting. So I was given the opportunity to work on that as a sneak peek, and working with Robyn, I got the okay to essentially do a whole week-long series devoted to the artwork style, the culture, the era, whatever I could piece together. Part of that was a kitten chat where I just kind of talked a little bit more about Auguste Herbin and his life. And this is going to be, today is going to be about finding tastes of that artwork and culture in Colorado or in the Denver metro area, which not super easy to come by. There are a number of abstract pieces at the Denver Museum of Art, but not a ton, and I was a little bit wonky with what I could do as far as photography and filming. However, let me put my sunglasses on. Are they really hot? No, they're not too bad. I just hopped in the car and it is hot today, at least in the car, but I don't want to roll the windows down. Hi, Randy. I don't want to roll the windows down because the road noise, so I'm just going to sweat it out until I'm done chatting with you, and then I'll finish the drive on my own. But I found a museum that is, the artwork or the facility is owned and operated by the city, and they have a little bit of different rules, so I actually can photograph and film in there, and it's the Clyfford Still Museum. And so I didn't do much research into Clyfford Still other than I know that he did transition from various artwork styles, spent some time doing abstract art, and so I figured we can go to the museum and learn a little bit about him together, but be able to find some abstract art here in locally. So I think maybe that's an opportunity a lot of people could have, is to kind of connect the artwork that they're working on from a diamond painting status and see if they can find some out in their own backyard. Hello, sorry about that. My camera overheated. Like I said, it was really hot in this car when I first got in, so yeah, you wouldn't think it's mid-October, I guess now late October, at least at the time of filming this, keep that in mind. So I'm doing this in advance, but we're in the mid-80s right now, and it just gets hotter the closer you get to downtown. I think like all the buildings and stuff just reflect a lot of light. It just gets warmer in the city. So yeah, we're just a couple minutes away now. I just blasted the AC and let my phone cool down. But we're just a couple minutes away from the Clyfford Still Museum. Like I was about to say, or I think I might have said, I haven't done a deep dive into this artist. I just know that at a certain point he did some abstract art, but I wanted to kind of leave it a little bit unknown to me so we can learn together. The one thing I do know is I can film in there, and I'm going to do my best to film as much as I can. I get a little nervous, a little uncomfortable filming in like indoor spaces with people around, and I'm just like talking to myself. So I don't know exactly how much I will film in there, and it might be hushed whispers. What? Oh, this guy's needs to scooch up. He needs to give a little scooch. So I don't know exactly how much I'll film or if I'll be very hushed voiced in there. I just get a little uncomfortable, like if I'm standing right next to somebody with a phone in front of me talking to myself. Is this guy talking to me? What? Oh, he's mad at me. He wants me to run into the person in front of me. Okay, sorry. You know how when people run the yellow or run the red thinking that they can scooch themselves in with enough space? Well, there wasn't enough space for him, so he was halfway out in the intersection and he was getting mad at me. And I was already like right up against the person in front of me. So I was like, I'm sorry for your bad decision, sir, but don't take it out on me. And there was a cop right there. And I think that's why he was just like freaking out. But anyway, what was I saying? So I don't know how talkative I'll be in there or not. I've never been here before. So we'll see kind of what it looks like from the outside. If there's some, if I can stand outside and do a little filming and then pictures on the inside. I'm just gonna kind of gauge how I'm feeling with the environment. If it's like super packed or anything like that, then I'll probably just do photos. But I just wanted to share with you all some abstract art, and just for myself, find some abstract art in the Denver area that's easily accessible. And so we're downtown right now, downtown Denver, and we're, according to this, just a few hundred feet away. So I should probably find a spot to park. We're very near the original Quiznos for anyone that's interested. Okay, so I can't park on any of these streets. It's all metered parking around here. I've got a cyclist. What are we doing? Oh, it looks like there's some elections stuff going on. I've never seen an elections like little station just in the middle of a street. Interesting. Interessante. Yeah, it looks like all of these meters are blocked off. Clyfford Still Museum. Can we see it? Can anyone see it? Ah, I see the word art. Open today. It's open today. Okay, all of the meters on this entire street are blocked off, so that's a good start. Let me go. It says here parking. Okay, I'm gonna try to find a spot to park in this madness, and as soon as I do, I will I'll click back over to you as soon as I'm parked and I can not feel so anxious. Okay, 1 second. Bye. Okay, so we're here at the this is the Denver Art Museum here. And the Clyfford Still Museum, I guess, is like right in the middle of this complex. So this is kind of our arts complex. There's a civic center there. Denver, I believe the Denver Library is what's back there behind that. So I think to get to the Clyfford Still Museum, we can go here. I don't necessarily want to go through this crowd. I think this is like a restaurant or something. I'm wondering if I can sneak past and go through a little alley back there. I just want to quickly say, I'm going to cut you off, and then we'll chat again when I figure out where the entrance to this museum is. Can I go this way? I'm going to try to go this way. Looks like it says Clyfford Still Museum Deliveries. I wonder if I can sneak through back here. I just don't. I'm not feeling very human-y right now. So, let's see what we have. Okay, so a couple last things. Just wanted to say that I'm going to be interspersing this with clips of me working on Composition Monumentale. Okay, hi. I just don't like getting people's faces like close in my videos because I feel like you need to ask permission at a certain closeness. And it's just, like I said, I get uncomfortable with those types of things. So this is definitely one of those situations where I'm like, can you close down like 3 city blocks for me while I'm filming? Because I don't want any other people there. So that's definitely what I'm feeling, but it's quiet. It's quiet. Like I just ran into a couple people. I think they're employees. So, and now I'm in this park. So now all I have to do is just actively walk away from people. So I'm going to intercut this video with time lapses from me working on Composition Monumentale, and we're going to find the entrance to this museum, and I will do the best I can in my comfort zone of filming in there. Otherwise you might just get a lot of pictures or maybe even a voiceover. So let's go. Feel free to hit pause on any of this if you want to read further. But it's really cool. It's like Clyfford Still did some anatomy drawings, and then this is basically like a color palette that he was putting together with colors. That's really cool. It says dates unknown, but how cool to see his handwriting in paints. This is awesome. Okay, so there's some artwork tucked in here. So a little bit of what I've learned thus far, by the way, this building is gorgeous. A little bit of what I've learned, this is the exit, so this is just like a little corridor. I haven't even started in the museum yet. There's some of his abstract pieces. A little bit of what I've learned thus far is that Clyfford Still actually kind of spent his life in both, like, I think in Maryland it said, and then a lot of his life in New York, and as well as Washington and a bit in Canada. And the reason why this huge trove of artwork from this artist is here and why this museum exists is upon his death, he said that he wanted his entire archives and everything to be given to a city that would construct a museum to hold kind of his archives and put them up for public display and study. And so there was several large cities, or several cities, that put out bids to the estate of Clyfford Still to put something together, and Denver won. And his only other real connection to Denver was that he did I think it was like a 3-year teaching program at the Colorado State University, or CU Boulder, Colorado University of Boulder. Other than that, it's not like he spent a lot of time here necessarily or had like huge connections to the city, but Denver won the bid process to create an entire museum devoted to his artwork. And I guess there's thousands of pieces. And so they're able to rotate exhibitions pretty regularly here. So that's just kind of a brief history on the 5 minutes that I've spent in here so far. So I'm gonna keep going depending on, you know, how many people are milling about. I might just do some more pictures and more inserts of Composition Monumentale. So we'll see you in the next clip. Bye. These are huge canvases. Probably 10 feet tall, maybe taller, 10 to 12 feet tall. Wow. Look at these. I feel like a proper viewing distance is far away for these. Look at these. How did he transport all of this stuff, or how did they transport all of this? This is massive. Holy moly, it's hard to even like get a good scope like in camera. This is so cool. They're beautiful. I love that one. Wow. Let's keep looking. Rural reverberations. So feel free to pause at any time. I'll try to do my best to kind of pause on certain things. Whoa. These are so huge. Can you imagine the studio size you'd have to have? So definitely a lot more of that expressionistic style than anything else. The kit that I'm working on, or canvas that I'm working on from Auguste Herbin, is definitely a lot more structured than what we're seeing here, but these are still beautiful, and they're so big. I mean, you can, let's see, just for like scale, I mean, I'm like 5'11", I think, and I have come to like right here on the canvas, so kind of like a third of the way up. How cool. Let's keep exploring. Okay, hi. So we're on a little bit of a break here. They have a number of terraces around the building that are supposed to be like spaces that will be utilized, or are utilized, by the Denver Botanic Gardens to create some really cool, unique, artistic botanical spaces. As you can see, it's just a bunch of dirt because it is late October, so I'm sure whatever piece they had here has now been removed, or I don't know, maybe it was just a very seasonal thing. But it was nice to step out onto this little enclosed terrace you can see above us. This little enclosed terrace, just to take a little bit of a break. I'm doing my best to film in there. I'm very nervous filming with people walking by, and they've got like the security guards or kind of the monitors walking around. So you just have to be a little bit careful. Well, I don't have to be careful. I'm allowed to film here, but anytime I see someone approaching, I'm like, okay, bye. Okay, see ya. But I'm doing my best, so we'll see what all this comes together looking like in editing. I'm taking plenty of photos along the way too, so if I end up bailing on the clip piece, I'll just do voiceover with a whole bunch of pictures. So we'll just decide. Maybe it'll be a combination of the two, but let's pop back inside and keep browsing. Bye. So the last areas that we've been going through were all just going through kind of his timeline, and now we're in a specific exhibition called You Select. So they did a kind of a survey, or I guess I don't know, a ranking, and people within the local community, art community, got to select their favorite works of Clyfford Still. And so what we'll see going forward through the rest of the museum is those pieces. And right away I can see that people have picked some really bold, abstract items. I'm in love with both of these. And then look at this one. The color is just so vibrant. These are great. Wow, wow, wow. This is so cool. I see one back there that we have to go take a look. Let's go that way. I love that super deep kind of teal color. This is so cool. Wow, look at that. That is a massive canvas. It's stunning. Whoa. Okay. I turned that next corner after the last clip and it was back to the main area. So not a massive, I mean, it is a pretty big building, but it's not like a massive, you know, spend hours in there. We were in there for a little over an hour. Oh, now I can see where the terraces are. But that was a lot of fun. I hope you enjoyed it. A lot of really cool images. I got myself a little print and a sticker, so a little memento. I hope to keep collecting things like that during our little travels together, our local travels across the globe and time, all within the Denver metro area. So super exciting. Ooh, spooky. We're in the car, as you can see, and we're leaving the parking garage. They have this weird, they have this interesting thing. They must have changed it up, maybe because of staffing, or I'm not sure, maybe it's more affordable for them in the long run, but they no longer have like the gates for the parking and no attendance. You're just supposed to park with this app, but as far as I can tell, there's no real way for them to know who's coming or going. I think it's kind of an honor system. Maybe they have security officers that monitor for people that have parked overnight or just look like they've been here too long, or maybe they have attendance on certain days and hours. But yeah, it's no cashier on duty, pay upon entry. I didn't see the pay upon entry sign, so I paid upon me going to get my car, but I just paid for the I think it was 1 to 3 hours was $3. So I just paid it and I'm leaving. But I don't see why someone who wanted to be a little bit sneaky couldn't just come and go. Maybe it's different on the weekends when it's busier because it's not that busy around here. So that's that. We just left the Clyfford Still Museum. Really cool. I had no idea that. I thought it was like, I thought he had grown up in one of the Dakotas, to be honest. So when I saw Washington, that kind of surprised me. And then I thought he like lived maybe his retirement years or his older years in Denver, and that's, you know, he had like an affinity towards it, and that's why his artwork ended up here. But no, it was just kind of whoever presented the best bid and what they wanted to do to the estate after he passed away, and Denver was it. So crazy. 3,200 individual pieces of artwork, including sketches, that type of stuff, and we just saw the tiniest of samplings. But I think they might leave some bigger impact abstract artwork up probably consistently, at least the history portion of it, because those things were huge. That was so cool. If you were doing a whip and chat or working on a project and didn't look up, it was really cool. So maybe take a look when you get a chance. Otherwise, I'll do what I can to keep music in, you know, here and there in the background and stuff. But this is going to probably be one of the most edited videos I've ever done, because walking through a quiet museum isn't necessarily conducive to a vlog when people are not watching it. So I'm going to do my best to put like maybe some background music or something just to keep you engaged if you're diamond painting or whatever you're doing. But yeah, that was a blast. I can't believe it. There's this really cute, there's a chain of Cuban restaurants. It's called Cuba. They have a downtown Denver one that they built with 2 houses right here, and it's the cutest little place. It's so adorable. I need to go in there because I think that was recently opened. So anyway, that was the Clyfford Still Museum. Obviously not Auguste Herbin. I don't think there's any Auguste Herbin artwork in the Denver metro area, but I wanted to get as close as I could to show everyone examples of abstract art in my area, and maybe you'll decide that you want to go explore local artwork in your town or the closest town that has like a nice museum. Provide you just that encouragement to get out there and explore and see what's there, and maybe you'll find something that falls within old masters and you're like, I'm making note of that because I'm going to make that into a custom. Like, how much fun. So that was stop number 1. The next stop that we have is a quite quite a bit of a drive. So I'm not going to talk through the whole drive because that would be almost an hour long. But we're going to this place that I haven't been to in a number of years, and it's called Cheese Importers, and it's closer to where I grew up, in a town called Longmont. I didn't grow up there, but that's considered like kind of northern Colorado, like right on the cusp of northern Colorado. Um, so we're gonna go up there. From last time I was there, like I said, it's been a long time, but they have kind of a French style. It's this huge gift shop that was just packed with like all sorts of fun imported items and handmade crafts. And then the actual cheese shop is a store, a small shop, but the entire thing is refrigerated. So they had cheeses like floor to ceiling. It was so cool, and just like, I remember being in there just being like, oh my gosh, this is in Colorado. I don't know what it looks like today. This was, I mean, we're talking 7, 8, 9, 10 years ago, maybe even. So I don't know what it looks like now, but it's still open, still in business. They used to have a bistro where they would do sandwiches, and then they had a bar, like a full bar that you could sit at. When I checked their website, it said due to, the current situation that they were not doing their food and drink service at this time. I don't know how long it's been since that website's been updated, because it said based on the city and county restrictions, and those restrictions have been lifted and have been lifted for quite some time. So I don't know if there will be food and beverage, or if the bar will be open. I'm hoping we can at least see what it looks like, and take pictures, because I remember it to be very Parisian, and like, I don't know, it was just this like interesting place in the middle of kind of what I'd call farm area Colorado. So I am hungry though, so my heart is like, please be open. I don't even know if I'm gonna wait. Like, I might grab a little bite to eat on the way up there, that because if we get there and there is no food, and then I'm doing the whole tour and walking you through for a while, then I'm gonna be hangry by the time we leave there. So I think I might snag myself a little something something, and then we'll go. And if they have food, I'll just get like a small little snack or maybe a coffee, and we can sit and have a coffee together. But I was trying to think of like, what is in this area that's French inspired, or tell you a little bit about the story behind it. And if I stop to get some food, then I can look up their website and do some more research. I remember them having a pretty unique history in that area. So I might do that. I might do a little research, grab some food, or maybe, grab some food and a drink. And then by the time we get there, I'll be satisfied and satiated and ready to talk all about the cheese importers. I do want to mention it was a cramped space, very packed with odds and ends and goodies. Last time I was there, you had to do a lot of like, oh, excuse me, I'm just going to sneak past you, especially in the cheese shop. So if that's the case, we'll probably film outside for the most part, and then do photos on the inside. If I feel comfortable going inside and filming, I'll try to do it as I can, just like we did at the museum. I just don't want to commit to just busting down the door and being like, I'm here with my camera, I'm going to be talking to all my subscribers or all my friends. And even in the museum, I hope that I wasn't whispering too much. I'll try to mess with the audio mix, if I was being too quiet. But there was one room, the room that had the guy with the ice cream. One of the security guys, or just like the museum attendants, he walked in as I was panning around, and he kind of came in this way and saw that I was filming, and so graciously like was like, oh, and like turned and like went behind me and like avoided my pan around the room. And so when I got done, I was like, thank you. He's like, oh, people film all the time, and we just know we try to stay out of shot. And I was like, oh. So now I know I can go back there, and I'm curious to see what the Denver Museum of Art, what their policy is, because it's right there next door. I don't know. I'm really curious to see what their policy is, because that artwork is actually owned by the city. The body of artwork was given to the city from the estate. I think it was his like granddaughter or something like that. But that's not the same with like official art museum. I don't think those pieces are owned by the city. I believe they just have their residency or their place there. I don't know what that licensing looks like, especially if they're owned by an estate or a family, if they're just given for display and that's why you're not really supposed to film because it's somebody else's and they don't have explicit permission. I don't know. If you know the ins and outs of like museum law, tonight on Museum Law, if you know any of that stuff, let me know. I was also thinking of looking into some pricing to be a member of the like Art Society or Denver Museum of Art, because you get free access to like all those museums that are in that area, and that would be really cool because I plan on doing this more than once, and if there's examples of similar artworks from various eras and artists that I'm diamond painting, then I don't have to pay every time and pay the admission fee to go to the museum. And I know they do these cool kind of like open house nights, and they have like, I think they have like a Christmas or holiday dinner there for their members. So who knows? I might start becoming a little artsy fartsy. They even have apartments connected to the art museum, or kind of like, yeah, they are connected. And I'm like, wouldn't it be cool to rent a space here and just be in that world? Like, and yet I could just tell the people that are walking around, at this time of day, they were definitely of like the art community. There was not a ton of tourists and that type of thing. It was just like a different vibe when you go there in the afternoon on a weekday. So, yeah, really cool. But yeah, I ended up getting the opportunity to take a half day today from work to not only do this, but once again, I was going to try to avoid talking about it, but I'm going to talk about it because I don't want to ruin the continuity of like, wait, didn't he just last week say this, or didn't that already happen? Be mindful that this has been recorded in advance so I can have it all prepped and ready to go, and me and Robyn can work on launch day, or she can work on the launch date of the canvas, and I want all this to coincide with that. So at the time of filming this, it is the day before Apollo's going in for to get fixed. So I wanted to take a couple extra hours off of work, not only to pop over and do this and then run to Cheese and Porter's, but I'm going to snag him on the way back and then take him to go to the groom or to the dog wash. So I just want to make sure I don't want to take him to the vet for that surgery and he's like dirty, so I want to give him a good wash, get his nails trimmed, spend the evening with him, just tons of cuddles, tons of love. We'll probably go on a super long walk, probably not a hike because dirty. Don't want to get him dirty again, but a long walk around town. I don't know. I'm emotional about it, oddly, and it's not because I'm like, oh well, this thing's happening to him. It's not necessarily like, I don't know how to describe it, but it's just it's not the surgery itself, or like, I don't know, it's weird. It's just like, I'm gonna be away from him, he's gonna be vulnerable, they are gonna put him under, which freaks the crap out of me. And I know they do, I was talking to someone, like, they do like really minimal incisions now. It's not like they're gonna like cut the bejesus out of him and stuff. Like, I know that it's very common, low risk, but it's just like, I don't know. And then my coworker was like, you just have to be mindful, like they're kind of groggy when they come out of it, and like, you just want to give them extra attention and love. And I'm like, I just don't know if I'm ready to see him not his like hyper excited, I don't know. I don't want to think about it too much. But anyway, I'll probably be talking about this all over again on a whip-in chat or a kitten chat when this is actually happening, because I still have videos to post in real time. So if you see this and you're like, Anthony, you already had this emotional moment, I'm so sorry. This is technically the first one. The one you saw closer to when it actually happened was the second one. So I've been trying to avoid like overlapping conversations, because I already did that when we did the kitten chat for Composition Monumentale that happened earlier this week in this series. That was filmed, before the kit was finished and all that stuff. And so I was talking about, I'm excited for the winter because I can put Apollo outside, and my buddy's husky really likes sitting outside in the snow. I told that exact story recently on like a whip and chat that happened in October. Recently being when this is being filmed. So you're gonna hear that twice, and I'm like, I have to stop doing that, because when, if I get the chance to do a series like this again, I'm probably gonna strip out a lot of the personal life stuff and make them more shorter videos, because trying to do this piece of it gets a little bit tricky, because it's like, I'm talking to you as present Anthony, but it's just weird. It's like being in this weird like Twilight Zone, or like some weird sort of time travel thing where it's like, boy, I talked about that in the past, but it's now. So next series, I'm going to start to refine this. If I do get a chance to do this again, I'm going to refine it and really keep it about the artist, even if that means the content that week is shorter, 15-20 minute videos, as opposed to like our traditional kitten chats and women chats, and maybe do more time lapses with music and lean on those a little bit more. That way I'm not worried about like overlapping stuff, because also in addition to that, I start to feel a little bit overwhelmed or like a little bit taxed with just how much I'm talking on film, because this week I still have to do my whip and chat or vlog or whatever for the week, and then do the one for the future when the series gets released. So it's like almost doing double duty. It's very strange, but exciting. Like, I like that I'm in a position that I have to figure this stuff out. That's kind of cool. So we're on the highway. It's gonna get pretty loud. We've got quite the drive ahead of us. And I'm also going to stop to grab myself a bite to eat. So I'm going to let you go, and we'll cut to some more work on Composition Monumentale. And when I see you next, we will be at Cheese Importers. So let's go. Bye. All right, so here's the outside. Very cool. I did stop to eat, but I did not stop to do some research. So we'll have to chat about it when I leave, but I'm about to walk in, so let's take a look inside. So we've got some food, bruschettas, all sorts of stuff here. So this is the bar. This was a functioning bar, but post-pandemic, it is now closed. And then back there is where the little bistro used to be. But yeah, they used to have bar chairs, and this is a functioning bar, but not anymore, unfortunately. We've got a lot of different spirits and wine and glasses, all sorts of cool stuff. I might have to get a bottle of wine. Ooh. Okay, I'm gonna pause you again, and then we're gonna go into the cheese, the actual like refrigerated area. One second. Okay, hi. We're just leaving the parking lot now. I love it in there. If I had just unlimited funds, I would spend a lot of time in that shop. It's just like I remembered it, except no bistro, no bar, but still an incredible gift shop that has no business being in Longmont, Colorado. Has no business being here, but it's here and it's fantastic. And they had a decent number. I mean, it was quiet in there. It wasn't, butt to butt like it was when I went years ago, but we went on a weekend. I'm sure it's popping off on the weekend, even on a Friday afternoon. They've got probably about 10 cars parked outside, enough people shopping in there, grabbing cheeses and gifts and stuff. It's amazing that a business like that, or a concept like that, can thrive in Colorado, kind of right in between the foothills and Cowtown, selling cheeses from across the globe. I don't know. They must have a pretty, really, really loyal clientele. And if you could see from those clips, I mean, you're talking floor to ceiling, just everywhere. Every cheese from all over the globe. I ended up snagging I don't know how to pronounce it. I'm going to practice it with Google Translate when I get home, but it's like a really soft buttery cheese. It's like a triple cream, kind of like a brie, but even softer. And it said on the package that it pairs really well with champagne, or it's kind of made for champagne. It's like a super creamy, buttery cheese. So I snagged that. I also snagged a hunk of French blue cheese. They said it was kind of still medium, a little bit bitey, but not super intense. Like is Roquefort, I think, is the one that's like really intense. I'm not super into like the really punchy blue cheeses. I like something a little bit more middle of the road. So I snagged that. I didn't get a bottle of wine. I got overwhelmed, and I'm not necessarily on a time crunch, but I was like, I don't want to sit here and research all these. And so I was like, I'll just grab something from the liquor store, closer to my house, that will be a little bit more easy peasy. And I want to go let Apollo out. So did all that. What else did I get? Oh, I've got my bag right here. And we're at a stop sign. Or stoplight. I got this for the drive home: San Pellegrino, sparkling water, Italian sparkling water, pomegranate and black currant. I haven't had that flavor before. And then I also picked up a couple of imported candies. They had some caramels just at the checkout. This is a fig chocolate caramel thing, and then this is a fleur de sel. Is that caramel? I don't know. Picked up a couple of those, and then I couldn't resist this room spray. It's a lavender rosemary room spray, and they had a tester in the store, and I sprayed it, and I was like, oh my god. I like those. I like a nice kind of soft, lavender scent, or more true to like not potpourri, but a little bit more fresh, I guess is how I best describe it. And that did it. So that's gonna be misted on my pillows in the evening now. But this was just so much fun. A little, French, they called it like a French country market or something like that. And that was a blast to go in there. And I found a little section for Gustav Klimt. I found a little section devoted to Alphonse Mucha. I didn't see any any Auguste Herbin, but that's okay. But it is kind of a world market. They've got little touches from here and there, and they kind of blur the lines, but it's French kind of themed, and a lot of the products that are there imported from France. It's just incredible how much variety and selection they have. And I was like, I know that I'm going to get to like a corner of this, the upstairs area, and there's going to be like something that's been sitting there forever. And every single calendar that they had sitting on the shelves were all 2023s. I didn't find a lick of dust on anything. Like, I don't know if they sell a lot of stuff, or if they ship, if they have an online store and ship elsewhere in the US. I don't know how they're able to keep all of that. Not a single thing looked like, oh, this has been sitting here since the last time I was here. Every little knick-knack, every bar of soap, everything looked fresh and clean, and that was nice. And cashier was so friendly. The cheesemongers, they had little hats in the refrigerated area, were very nice. They were handing us samples and giving us recommendations and like what would pair well with certain salamis and stuff. They had a whole salami and olive bar section that I didn't show you because there was a lot of people gathered around there. But what a blast! I have to keep coming up here. I don't know why I don't make the trip more often. I mean, it is a jaunt, but it's on the way from where I live now and where I grew up. So my aunt and my cousins, they lived not too far from that shop, and I used to go stay there, on the weekends when they were babysitting, if my mom was working or whatever, or during the summer. So it's not too much of a stretch to say that I couldn't pop up here, once a month. So I need to do it. I need to come up here more. I'm thinking that, one of the things that's kind of not universal, but common across a lot of cultures and regions is cheese. Everyone's got it, So I'm like, I could absolutely see myself incorporating, like, let's take a trip to the cheese importers, see what they've got from Italy, see what they've got from Holland or whatever, America, and pick something out and do like a little cheese pairing to go along with like a finish and review or something. I don't know. I could definitely see myself trying to incorporate that shop more frequently. And there's a lot of old masters artists that I really like that are, French native. So I'm going to give myself excuses to come back to the cheese importer for sure. That was a lot of fun. And all of that, so I also got a Gustav Klimt card. Gustav Klimt card. I'll just show you real quick. Ooh, Gustav Klimt card. Put that back. So card, 2 chocolates, room spray, and 2 cheeses, and the Pellegrino. So 7 items, and it was $30. $30 for that whole thing. I mean, what is that, Trader Joe's? Just kidding. Oh my gosh. Okay. So yeah, that's that. I'm headed back. I'm headed down the Atlantic Highway. I'm headed back home. I've got to snag Apollo, and then we've got to make it to our dog wash appointment. They have you book a time, and then I'm gonna go home and probably cuddle him and cry all night. My feelings my emotions have definitely been hitting me. Just like, this has been a good distraction today. I definitely needed to be distracted by diamonds like this, because I have, yeah, like I said, he's just going in to get neutered. It's not like a huge serious thing, but yeah, it just, I don't know. Just the idea of him being like vulnerable and helpless, and it's not sitting well with me. So I definitely needed this to get my mind off of it. And yeah, so I'm gonna spend some quality time with him tonight. Maybe just have a glass of champagne and some cheese. Oh, you know what I'm gonna do? There is next to the, because he needs to have a little treat too. Next to the dog washing place, there's a place called it's like Little Lou's, Bob and Little Lou's. I forget what it's called, but it's in Westminster, Colorado, near where I get where I go to take him for the self-service dog wash. And it's a seafood restaurant, but then they have a counter where they sell fresh seafood by the pound or whatever it is. And they're really well known for having their seafood flowing in very fresh. It's kind of in that part of town where you go to get seafood if you're trying to take it home to cook or make sushi with or whatever. And they have an ahi tuna. They have ahi tuna there that is very good. And I bet you Apollo would like a couple little slivers of that. So I will have my cheese and my champagne. He will have his ahi tuna slices, and you're just gonna hang out before he has to go tomorrow, because poor buddy, poor guy, and I just need to calm down too. So we'll do that. I'll do a little diamond painting. We'll put on some music and just enjoy our day, kind of living the life of Auguste Herbin, driving around Colorado. But it was fun. It's good to get a little taste, just kind of, once again, tying the craft that you're working on or the kit that you're working on with what's available to you locally, and creating those connections between the art that you're working on and the history behind it, if you can. So yeah, next time maybe we'll just get some groceries and cook a meal together, or do a recipe together, and we'll learn how to make a French meal or a French. I was thinking if I was gonna do that, it'd be like side dishes, so I'm not like doing a whole thing, like just a quick side dish, nothing too crazy. Try to look it up and see if it's something that was popular around the time that the artist was alive, or when the painting, the kit, the painting was done for the kit. They didn't call them kits. We call them, diamond painters call them kits. The painting, the piece. So yeah, I think that would be, I feel like sometimes my nose hair is like, hey, I want to be in the video too. I think it'd be fun. I think this was cool, and I hope that you found it engaging. I will include music clips and stuff as we go through. This is gonna be, like I said, one that will take a little bit to edit. I want it to sound nice if you're not watching it as well, because I know a lot of people want to work on their canvases, want to work on other crafts, want to get stuff done, and don't necessarily want to be glued to the phone or to the screen and having to look up. But this series is going to be a lot of looky uppies, because I'm showing you like museum images and photos from the Parisian market store grocery thing and all that stuff. So I hope you enjoy it, though. I still hope that you're having a lot of fun. This is exactly what I want to be doing with my channel, is stepping outside and going and doing some fun stuff like this, and then bringing it, back home. And, I don't know. I think it's just a lot of fun, and it's just kind of how I think I'm going to put my stank on the content creation around diamond painting. So in addition to all the other things, the unboxings and the whipping chats and the kitten chats and the traditional vlogs, but if I can find a way to spice it up a little bit, yeah, I'm gonna do it. So what I'll probably do is I will wrap this video up by inserting a couple of images of either the little the little setup that I put together when I get home, my little brie and champagne, or not brie, but whatever that is, and champagne, or my blue cheese and champagne. And then that'll be it. I want to show you what it all looks like, and maybe I'll do one last clip. Let's do one last clip when I get home, get back from getting Apollo all washed up, all settled in, got all that set up. I'll do a clip and we'll do a little, 30-second, 45-second tasting. So this isn't goodbye yet. Let's head over to future Anthony, who's got some champagne. All right. Bye. Here in the kitchen, in the horrible lighting of our kitchen, on our little cutting board countertop thingy, and here is our cheese board, and I've got the champagne off to the side. I forgot to open it, but the main event is Apollo's meal, which includes, so the place that I wanted to get the tuna at was, I forgot how far away we were. It would have added like another 45 minutes to our commute home, and I wanted to get back to him. And so we have instead some salmon that I picked up from the store and cut and rolled into little salmon florets. And then he's got some sprouted seeds, clover and broccoli, very good for him and very good for me too. I have some over here. And then his normal dog food. Underneath, a half order since he's getting all the extras. And then to top off his meal tonight, we will be adding a bit of bone broth. There's some bone broth. There we go. So there's our meals. Mine's got the brie, and then what I believe, I can't pronounce it, but it's called graisse champenoise, which is this one up here that's super soft, almost brie, but softer and more buttery. Some crackers, some mustard, some olives, some little crunchy sprouted seeds, and then my cheap champagne, because we made a quick trip home. I just got Corbel. It's kind of my favorite, and it was like 12 bucks. So we're gonna eat our little fancy meals and cuddle. Obviously, I'm not eating all of this. This was just for display purposes, but I'll take a couple hunks out of each one and then wrap the rest up and set it aside for when I have some friends over next Friday. So there we go. Sorry about that. Apollo was like about to jump onto the counter. He was like, what are you insane? You're gonna put that bowl, which I know has dog food in it because I heard you get in the bag. So yeah, thank you so much for watching this third installment of a whole series focused on Auguste Herbin and the kind of what I was able to discover and find as far as abstract art over at the Clyfford Still Museum, some cuisine, French cuisine, ish realm. I mean, those cheeses were imported from France, okay, even though my Corbel is from some, I don't know, California. But yeah, over at the Cheese Importers, it was so much fun. And we've got one more video left, and that's going to be our finish and reveal video. Keep in mind, if you are interested in knowing when this kit launches, when Composition Monumentale launches on Distracted by Diamonds, the date and time will be in every description box for every video in this series. So yeah, don't forget to like, subscribe, share this content with friends, family members, anyone that you think might be interested in this content. Otherwise, stay tuned for one more video. It's the finish and reveal, the completion of Composition Monumentale on the next video in the series. So stay tuned for that, and we'll see you next time. Happy placing. Bye.